JavaScript this keyword. So without further delay, let's jump right in. So you must have heard about the this keyword several times. So in JavaScript, the this keyword basically refers to an object which is executing the current piece of code. Well, in simple terms, this keyword basically just references the object that is executing the current function. Now, if the function that is being referenced is a regular function, then this keyword references the global object. Alright, I'm sure it must be a little tricky at the moment, but please hold on. And if the function that is being referenced is a method in an object, then this keyword references the object itself. So to help you understand the concept better and to clarify all your doubts, let's look at a simple demo. So here in VS Code, I've created a file called this.html. Alright, you can give it a name of your choice. Now here, let me first define a variable and let's call the variable, say, value, and let's set it to say 50. Alright, now let's go ahead and create a simple function. So let me say function, my function. Alright, and within this, let me define the value for value. Let me set the value for the variable value as 100. Okay. And now let me just alert it. Alright. So let me say alert value, okay, plus value. And then let me have another alert message which is going to display this dot value. So let me just say this value, and instead of just saying value, I say this dot value. Alright, now after this, let's go ahead and call the function my function. So let me just save this and execute it. So here it says value equals 100, and then when you see this dot value, it says 50. So now here you can come back to the code and see. Now when I just say value, it takes the value 100, alright, which is taken locally. But when I say this dot value, since it is a normal function, it references to the global variable which is here, this value. I hope this makes sense to you now. Now moving on, let's look at the behavior of the this keyword within an object method. So let me create an object here. But before that, let me just comment this out. Let's say script. And now let's create an object. So let's say const. And then I give the name of my object as random. And within this, let me say name and let's call it John. And then I create a method called info. Okay. And within this, I display a console message that says, hi, my name is. And now I make use of the this keyword. I say this dot name. Alright. And now let me just go ahead and call this method. So I say random dot info. Alright, so let's save this and execute it. So let me check my console. And there you go. It says, hi, my name is John. So if you clearly observe here, when we say this dot name, since it is being used within a method that is defined inside an object, it references to this property here. Alright, unlike this case where it references to the global variable that was mentioned outside. So I hope this helped you understand the difference between the two. Now let's look at another simple example. So now let me just change the value of name here to say tutorial. And now let's define another property, which is basically an array. So let me just call the property video, within which I have an array, let's say javascript, another value, say this, and then let's say keyword. And in my info method, I'm going to just display these video tags. So let me just say this. Okay, let me just delete this first. And let's say this dot video. Now since it's an array, we can make use of for each. And now for each in turn takes a callback function. And then I say, I'm going to call it a tag, the parameter that's being passed, within which I just console log it and say tag. Alright, so let me save it and then execute this. Now here you can see that the values in the video property are displayed. That is JavaScript, this, and keyword. Now let's suppose that you want to display the name along with every string here, right? So naturally you would go ahead and just say this dot name, right? It makes perfect sense. So let me just save and execute this. Now if you see, just the values of the property video are displayed here. Now the main reason for this is, if you closely observe, that this function here is mentioned within the callback function, right? So when it is referencing to the global object, which is unclear, which is undefined in this case. So to overcome this, what we can do is that the for each method takes in two properties. One is the function, the other one is the object. So here we just pass this. Alright, so what happens is, it's going to reference the current object, that is random. So let me save this and then execute it. And there you go. You can see that tutorial, that is the name, has been displayed. Alright, I hope you understood the concept of the this keyword. It could be a little tricky, but as you work on it, you'll get the hang of it.